Today marks the last day of Black Maternal Health Week.
This morning, we're talking with two Alabama-based founders who are taking collective action to improve Black maternal health outcomes in Alabama, a state with the highest infant and maternal mortality rates in the entire country. Joining us now, no stranger to the show, is founder of Babypalooza and the Black Maternal Health Expo, Cecilia Pearson, and co-founder of Acclinate and the now included community, Tiffany Whitlow. Good morning to you both. Cecilia, now we're going to go ahead and start with you this morning. We know that Babypalooza and the Expo happened earlier this month. Why did you feel that it was important to create, a separate expo dedicated specifically to Black maternal health?
I think that representation matters, and Black moms have consistently told us that they feel more seen and heard and safe when they're surrounded by people who have their lived experiences. And so being able to bring in healthcare providers and doulas and midwives that are Black, I think, makes a difference. So when moms walk into the room, they see people that look like them and they feel, more safe.
And how have attendees responded to your new Mommy Listening Tour so far? Have any stories in particular stood out to you?
Yeah. So in Huntsville, we were just there in April 7th. And, one of the things we had a mom that came in. She said she believed like she had to fight to be heard. Like she felt like no one was listening to the pain that she was going through or the experiences that she was going through. And, she wanted to share, that story. But she also said that she thought she was the only one. And so being able to see other people sharing their stories and, knowing that it's not just her, I think makes a big difference as well.
You're exactly right. And tell us, what does healing look like at the community level, and how can we begin that process?
Well, I think healing looks like on a community level, it's collective. And so one of the reasons that we decided to do the Black Maternal Health Expo as part of Babypalooza is because we didn't want it in a vacuum. So we wanted the whole community to understand that there are real systemic issues affecting Black moms, and that it will take all of us to be a part of it in providing healing and changing that narrative. And so that's the biggest thing, I think, is that it's collective. And I think it's about honest conversation, which is what the Mommy Listening Tour lends itself to. And it's about safe spaces.
All right, Tiffany, we didn't forget about you. What inspired the Now Included platform, and how is it supporting maternal health specifically?
Yeah, so Acclinate started the Now Included platform, just like Cece said, for these unheard stories to now be told, for Black women to have a safe place to share these lived experiences that aren't often shared on the .com or really beyond the kitchen table. I mean, people are having these conversations at home with their family members. We were really focused on elevating the voices. So the platform is designed to elevate these unheard voices in communities and really to have this connective tissue so that people understand why people are going through certain things, and so that they feel like they're not alone. And I think that's really important during maternal health. I personally suffered with postpartum depression, and so I'm always willing to share my story to help other people know that it could happen to anyone. I have a 2-year-old and went through that with a 2-year-old, and I have a 17-year-old and did not go through that with my 17-year-old. So.
Well, thank you, Tiffany, for opening up to us about that and telling your personal experiences. And also, can you tell us, why is representation and storytelling so critical in the healthcare space, especially for clinical trials and research?
Yeah, storytelling provides the insights that are needed into these lived experiences to really make differences, and so that doctors understand how to better treat their patients. And so we can address these health disparities head on through just you simply telling your story and opening up and being honest and vulnerable. Cultural relevance, and so people still talk about Tuskegee and the syphilis study and things that have happened in the Black community that have, of course, over time, kind of been a lot of the reasoning why there is some of the mistrust that exists. And for moms, I feel like there's this extra sensitivity and this extra layer of unknown. It's an opportunity for us to build trust and engagement because we believe for far too long this has just not happened. And so we're really excited to partner with Cece and Babypalooza. She's been doing this and meeting moms in community right where they are for a really long time, but to have this hyper focus on Black moms and be able to serve people in this safe place is exactly what we wanted to do.
So I guess ultimately, what do you guys feel are the actions that healthcare systems can take right now to start addressing these disparities?
Number one, an investment in culturally sensitive material so that people understand that they can be seen and should be seen when they're at physicians' offices. I mean, there's nothing like picking up a pamphlet of information and seeing someone who looks like you in that material, making sure that we're using the lived experiences and stories to become a part of that content, and make sure that we're just really honest, because not all drugs are created equally. That's why we started Acclinate, because there are drugs that are less effective for minority groups, and making sure that that is not the case anymore.
Well, number one, we want to thank you guys for all that you do helping the community and also being here today to share more. Where can our viewers go for more information about this, but also to keep up with you too?
For me, it's nowincluded.com. It's an omni-channel, so you can also download the Now Included app in your local app store or Google Play Store.
And we're connected, so I think that's a good place. Just nowincluded.com. You get there, you get to everybody else.
Fabulous.
Fantastic. Good. Tiffany, Cecilia, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity.
Of course.